Hey everyone, the Reading Bard here. Today I will be continuing A Lot Can Change in 5 Seconds by my bumbling, buzzing brain. This title is chaptered, Number 1 is Overrated-Izuku's POV. Let's get right into it, and trigger warnings are in the description. Here is the summary. This is part 2 of 2 of the events that happened to Izuku prior to his appearance in chapter 1. Or, Izuku discovers that being an ignorant asshole and the number 1 hero in Japan aren't mutually exclusive. Also, his everything hurts. There's an old saying from before quirks. Something about not touching your idols because the gold rubs off. Or, in plain English, never meet your heroes, you will just be disappointed. Izuku never really got it. Not until he met All Might. Izuku didn't remember grabbing onto All Might. He must have though. It was the only way to explain why the hero brought him up to the roof. His head was spinning, and he kept swaying as he tried to remain standing. Okay, even if he grabbed onto All Might when he wasn't supposed to, the number 1 hero in Japan should have known better than to take off with a civilian in that state. His eyes refused to focus. Maybe it was the ringing in his ears? Did the powerful sound of All Might's voice cause him to go deaf? He had assumed that if he were to go deaf, it would be Bakugo's fault. Izuku's body careened to the left. Medical discrimination against quirkless people aside, he clearly needed medical attention, and All Might definitely should have brought him to a hospital. Or at the bare minimum, waited with him until an ambulance arrived. So either the hero was intentionally ignoring the obvious, or he was a complete idiot. Izuku did not know which option would be worse. Either way, All Might turned his back on him and was about to leap off the roof. Izuku sways again as he tries to move towards him. Any attempt to get to the clinic on his own at this point would be suicide. He opens his mouth to ask the hero to do what he should have done in the first place, get him to a hospital. But the disorientation hits him harder than he realized, because those aren't the words that come out of his mouth. Is it possible to be a hero even if I don't have a quirk? All Might freezes up on the spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. Number 1 hero didn't even look at him when he said it. Izuku didn't know why he'd even asked. Someone with a god-tier quirk would never have imagined someone like him being a hero. Still, hearing it from the world-renowned symbol of peace hurt. He tried to take a deep breath, and got a sharp pain in his chest for his troubles. That's when he realized just how bad his current physical condition was getting. Oh, was all he managed. All Might must have thought the O was for him, because he finally turned around and looked at Izuku. I understand you're disappointed. Really, I do. It just wouldn't be fair to have a quirkless on the field. Real heroes have enough to worry about. Having to keep track of a liability like you is too much to ask of any hero. He turned to go and then added, If you want my professional opinion, try looking into something less challenging, like gardening. He looked Izuku up and down. I'm sure you'll make a fantastic florist. If Izuku's fingernails hadn't already been scraped away, they would have dug into his right palm enough to draw blood. His body trembled with what was left of the adrenaline from when he was attacked, and now the rage he felt towards this man. If All Might picked up on this, he didn't show it. He gave his trademark smile and took off with enough force to jolt Izuku backwards, making it the second time his back had hit the floor in the past 20 minutes. All it took was 5 seconds, and the pro was gone from sight. Izuku looked down at his notebook, still clutched in his other hand on a specific page. He opened it and saw All Might's signature scrawled across it, along with remnants of the Sludge villain. Izuku would have remembered getting his notebook signed by his former favorite hero. He could have only done it while Izuku was unconscious from the air loss before All Might attempted to flee the scene. That settled it. Symbol of peace or not, that man was a complete fucking idiot. When Izuku finally staggered down the stairs from the roof, he started ahead in the direction of Akatsuki Dori. A pro-hero already dismissed him, the symbol of fucking peace. He was not about to beg for help from an industry infamous in quirkless forums for being dismissive of health issues experienced by both quirkless kids and kids with undesirable quirks alike. He'd get to the clinic and either receive some help or he'd at least get to hold the hand of someone who actually gave a shit. It was, as most things seemed to be that day, 5 seconds after Izuku had that stellar brainwave when he heard the explosions. Izuku's body from that point seemed to move on its own. He thought he heard a child crying nearby as he approached the scene. As he looked around for the child to comfort them, he froze. No! Izuku's stomach plummeted as he took it all in. The sludge villain, who was supposed to be apprehended, had a new victim, Katsuki Bakugo. Izuku watched in horror as the boy made his own desperate attempt to save himself. Just watching was enough to make Izuku feel his throat close up again. But this was different from what happened to Izuku, because there were a whole bunch of people standing and watching it happen, including 3 pro-heroes, not even doing so much as lifting a finger. Understanding and horror settled into Izuku's bones as he realized what their plan was. They all meant to apprehend the villain once Katsuki was out of the picture. When he was dead, Izuku's heartbeat seemed to drown out the explosions from the blonde's palms. He grabbed the rubbing alcohol from his bag. No matter what had happened in the past, today even, there was no world in which Izuku would ever let anyone kill the other team, even if he stopped being Kachan a while ago. After that, everything was a blur. Izuku would only remember bits and pieces, running at the villain, but not actually throwing the half-opened bottle. Later, the news would show the villain's body burning a little where the liquid hit, but not where it came from. He remembered the heroes yelling, but not what they said, trying to keep moving towards Akatsuki Dori, the fall that felt like forever, but was only 5 seconds, and the overwhelming scent of burnt sugar as the world went black. And that, everyone, has chapter 3. Number 1 is overrated. This entire fic is so well written, I adore it so much. As I was reading it aloud, I was able to imagine every scene I was reading so clearly in my head. Oh god, I love it oh so much. Anyway, and I hope you all enjoyed it as well. So I will see you all next time. This has been the Reading Bard. Goodbye!